Hello there, welcome to Genesis Models. My name is Bob Waldron and welcome to this inbox review. We're going to be taking a look at a very big kit here. It is the Supermarine Spitfire Mk.IXc. It's by Airfix, but with this one it is in a whopping 1/24 scale, so a big Spitfire. It's going to set you back, I think it was like about £95 RRP ish. It's around about there. I forgot exactly how much it was, but you know, a considerable amount of money for a big scale kit. Kind of makes me sort of think about the Tamiya 1/32 scales. They're around about the £100–120 mark, so probably not a bad fair price actually. But let's have a look at the detail and see if it's worth it. First off, nice bit of box art. Just on the side here, it does show you that we've got a fully detailed engine section, cockpit section, even what looks like to be quite a nice bit of framework as well. So get this open, kind of a bit of a tight box. The packaging, which you'll see in a sec, hold on. Right, a little bit tight on that box there just to get it all out, but we've got there in the end. So first you will see straight away, I mean, we do seem to be packaging, they do seem to be packaging this in like a nice bit of sort of scrap paper just here, right, just to kind of keep everything nice and secure and safe. We have our wing section here, which is the bottom part. It is very big, as you can see, but let's have a look at the surface detail, right, which I've got to say, Airfix isn't like one of the best manufacturers out there, right? They're not normally, shall we say, super impressive, but this kit is pretty damn impressive. And I think that's probably down to, I mean, if you've done a couple of Airfix kits in the past, you know, I've done reviews on them and it's always the same kind of story. You know, their typical surface detail is out of scale. Their recessed panel lines are, you know, a little bit too big, too deep for the scale they're in. Same with their recessed rivets, right? But because this is 1/24 scale, it's almost like, you know, Airfix's style of doing surface detail is just perfect for 1/24 scale. Not only that, it's like Airfix has gone to town, right, and actually put, you know, sadly to say, a bit of effort into this one. I mean, generally, you know, Airfix's surface detail can be a little bit light, but with this one, they've gone to town with all those recessed rivets, recessed panel lines. I mean, you can see bags and bags of detail, right, as you can see, and it is super crisp. I mean, again, I mean, you know, I'm actually rather impressed with Airfix with their surface detail. It is up there as being a nice top-notch bit of surface detail. By the way, this kit is been new tooled in 2022, right, so maybe Airfix is just up in their game or something, right, but so impressed with that. Now we have the top part of the wing section, right, which again, surface detail is looking consistent throughout the kit, right, same sort of level of detail there. Does look like we're going to have so many panels open to have gun bays on show and all sorts of stuff, so you can open and close them, have all sorts of goodies on display, which is going to be good for any sort of maybe scratch building, aftermarket part, really sort of kind of going that extra mile with this kit. Moving along, we have the fuselage section just here, right, and again, you know, gorgeous detail for Airfix. This is just absolutely amazing. I'm actually blown away, really am, with the whole Airfix surface detail on this kit. So impressed. Oh, sorry, that's my phone. Just looking on the inside now, we do have a whole bunch of rib work on the inside, which is nice. We do have some ejector pin marks, but you know, you're not really going to see them. Is there any you might sort of see? I mean, they have seemed to kept them away from the cockpit area, which is good. On the opposite side, yes, the same. We've even got the recessed rivets detail inside there as well. So yeah, really damn good so far. Oh, we've got some clear parts. I'm always a little bit skeptical with Airfix and their clear parts. Sometimes they are hit and miss. Right, yes, already I'm seeing a bit of scuffing. Right, and that's probably just packaging problems. You might be able to just see the scuffs on the top just there, you can just make that out. Yeah, that's due to sort of like packaging, which can be probably polished and rubbed away. I am seeing yeah, I mean, this one doesn't seem to have a seam line down the middle, but this one does. Right, so maybe a bit of scraping and polishing up there, but apart from like maybe a bit of a polish and a scrape up, I mean, you know, it is all there. It is looking up, putting up to light, it is looking like it's nice and clear, no visible problems, cobweb effects or anything like that. So not bad, apart from the packaging has left a little bit of scuff marks rubbing in the box, which, you know, is a shame, to be fair. We do have a bit of engine cowl detail, nice big piece of engine cowl, feeling actually quite nice and thin. They've molded this one specifically on its own piece. I do feel, and you can almost sort of see, like there is, I can just feel with my nail, there's like a bit of a bit of flash, a bit of a join line just going along there, so a little bit of sanding across there, but other than that, surface detail is looking lovely and consistent like the rest of the kit. Coming along to some of our the bags and bags of little pieces. Now I'm going to try and speed this video up a bit, because I mean there's I think you've kind of got a bit of an idea, but I don't want to sort of show you absolutely everything, because there is loads and we'll be here for absolutely ages. But again, lovely surface detail with all our sort of panels and stuff that we can have on and off with this kit. It does almost look like there's different panels for maybe different versions as well, which is potentially rather cool. Bits of our ailerons here, again, surface detail, so impressive. If I was to kind of describe it, I'm almost kind of like thinking Edard kind of surface detail, which is shocking to say for Airfix, but that is what I'm kind of getting off of this kit, which is cool. A couple of wing tips, air intakes and stuff, just here, you know, kind of like good mesh detail on them. Some MGs just there, again looking really good. Flip this over, let's have a look if we've got any nasty ejector pin marks in nasty places. No. Even on, I do believe these are our flaps, no ejector pin marks in there, which they normally do, to be fair. We've got a bit of rib work, you know, well, this is going to be all the rib work in the wings, right? And I am looking for ejector pin marks straight away, and there isn't any. I know these are probably going to be covered, and it's maybe going to be more sort of people who want to open up the gun bays or do some scratch building, right? So they tend to not sort out the ejector pin marks, but there's none there, which is rather good. And we've got detailed recess rivets and all that kind of stuff going on there. We've got our MGs, right? We've got some nice lovely detail on them. Moving along, we do have you know, all our sort of bullets here for our MG bays. You know, they're looking pretty nicely detailed. I mean, I know they're in a bit of a box there, but hopefully you're not going to see that. But yeah, there's the MGs coming along nicely. Next set of screws, what we've got in this one, let's have a look. It's almost like Christmas with this kit. Yeah, we've got our wheels, big fat juicy wheels, right? They come in 2 parts, and actually, you know what, I mean, they've got that nice sort of rubber pattern and texture to them, which is rather cool. Those hubcaps, they're looking, no, here's the hubcaps. Pretty big beefy hubcaps, but they are big beefy wheels in 1/24 scale, and there's a nice bit of detail on them. Our actual landing gear bits here, I mean, you know, the kit's got well, I mean, a very minor bit of flash, but that shouldn't be too hard to remove. Ejector pin marks, no ejector pin marks, absolutely great. Even our wheel well doors just here, we've got recessed rivets on there, nice detail to go with the rest. Okay, we do have 3 ejector pin marks just inside there, which, I mean, I suppose they're kind of assuming that yes, the landing gear is going to cover them up, but it's not going to completely cover them up. So it's a bit of a shame that they've kind of missed that one there, but you know, I suppose the landing gear kind of The landing gear legs do kind of cover it up a little bit. Looks like our cockpit doors just here, a couple of different ones there, because I think they kind of give you the options of open and closing that. Flips back over. Again, the surface detail spot on throughout. Again, some more surface detail there, looking good. Even sort of like a raised, you can feel like a bit of a raised bit of a panel there. Should be cool detail. Back of the engine bay, loads of detail going on in there as well. This kit is full of detail. I've got to say, it is looking so impressive, right? Oh, almost missing this sprue. Right, cockpit detail. Now with this kit, the instrument display panel, right, it will go on this side, and we had the clear parts for the instrument display panel, and you have decals that go in each and every individual dial, so you've got loads of little decals to go in each and individual dial, so that is looking good. A bit of internal cockpit detail, which is, you know, ejector pin mark 3. We've even got recessed rivets and detail going in there. There's loads and loads of pieces, you know, that is going to go in there. All this sort of framework, again, details all there. Right, bit of the seats as well, loads of detail on there. Right, so impressive. More loads of internal detail, you know, pipes, wires. Oh, that's interesting. You don't see that very often. Our seat belts are in plastic form, right? I mean, normally we see photo etch. Normally we see the seat belts actually kind of just molded onto the seat itself, or sometimes in like decal form, but that you don't see very often, and that does actually look rather nice actually. Kind of, yeah, I do like that actually. I mean, strangely enough, I do like that. That is really good, really well detailed, and I would say should look actually rather good on the kit. Yes, and then we've got like joystick and stuff along here. So much detail, as you can see. So much to show. But I'll try and kind of speed it up as I say. Next one, we have like a bit of engine cowl detail, which again, surface detail, absolutely gorgeous, cannot complain. Okay, we've got 1 or 2 ejector pin marks on the inside of here, so if you wanted to have your engine on show. But in all fairness, I mean, they are in nice big open spaces with not really any detail around them, so they should be easy to take care of. But then you do have this rib work that's just here that goes on the engine cowl as well, which could potentially cover some of them up, so maybe a bit of test fit in there to find out. Not bad. I mean, most of the ejector pin marks seem to be covered in this kit. Propeller looking good there, and the nose cone nice, clean and crisp on that one as well. Next up, last 2 big sprues, which looks like a lot of our engine going on with this. Right, nice big sprue. Engine detail, I've had a quick look through the instructions. Pages and pages and pages of just building up this engine just here. Here's the engine block area, as you can see, nice detail on there. Some rib work detail and whatnot for the actual engine to sit into. Loads of sort of raised bolts and recessed rivets, loads of detail on there. Pipe work, not sure what part this will be on the engine, but you know, all sorts of hoses and stuff going on with that. I mean, pretty much this whole massive sprue, right, does look like it's all for the engine. I think that's like the turbocharger maybe, might be wrong on that one. Nice big sort of raised bolts on this piece just here, not sure what it is, but the detail does look nice. Yeah, so impressive. That one big sprue there is just all your engine detail going on it. It's going to be almost like a build in itself. Then we've got more surface detail, which we've already kind of seen. It's sort of like all your sort of tail section just on there. Again, I'll try and speed this up. Then we come to all of our instructions and markings and decals. First off, the decals. Now the decals, they are printed by Cartograph. Doesn't say actually on the decal sheet, but they do label it on the box. Cartograph micro-solid set, you know, one of the best decal manufacturers in the world, and you just cannot grumble with them. So yeah, looking at them, really big, humongous decals. Colors look all good. Shouldn't see any problems. Even some of the nice, cool sort of cartoony stuff that goes on here. Popeye's just over there, as you can see, looking cool. We do have all of this. This is just bags and bags of instrument display panel dials, right, all individual. I kind of prefer it that way. I mean, you'll find that a lot of manufacturers will kind of get the instrument display panel and just do it in one chunk, and you've got to decal that down onto your the plastic part. Whereas kind of doing it all individually, you get all the dials in all the right places. You haven't got to get the whole one piece to conform to all the detail. Rather good that way, and does look pretty damn good details in decal form. Then we have loads of these, all these marking callouts, nicely in colour, good quality paper, good callouts, tells you where all the decals and colours are going, right? And then we have another one on. We've got 5 markings all together, right? So we've got a nice bit of a desert one there, just to change things up a bit. We have one where we have the straight wing tips. Rather cool if you like that one. Nice couple of different ones there. We do have one of them that is your common stencil data, right? So all of them kind of have this one. And then we have another 2 markings just here, right? You can pause if you wanted, just to kind of have a good look at them, right? And then we flip this over, and there's our final 5th set of markings. Looking good, looking nice and clear, should get you nicely there with your markings. The instructions, big hefty instructions. This kit, I mean, isn't going to be for like maybe a newcomer. You know, it's a big expensive kit. It's going to take you, you know, a fair amount of time, because you'll see now where the cockpit and the gun bay, the engine bay, it's a lot. It's like mini builds in themselves. So yes, typical description of the aircraft and a couple of stats about it. We open it up and we have, you know, typical sort of what colors we're going to be sort of using for this. I do believe that's going to be Airfix's Humbrol range. Starting off with the instrument display panel. Now this is what I mean. You're going to have tons of decals. It shows you where all of them go to get this nicely going. You've got nice good color call outs as well, but it's not just the instrument display panel which is cool about this. We have lots of little decals actually in around the cockpit to sort of enhance that cockpit detail even more. Starting off with the our seat just here, which, you know, we have it nicely in color just to kind of show you where things are going and where things have gone. Which, you know, should nicely guide you through putting these instructions together, putting this kit together. Move along with the cockpit bay. I mean, looking at it, I mean, the color call outs are all nicely there, and they're really sort of going into detail with it, which is cool. It does look like it will get you there and get you through with what colors and what needs to go where, even though there is a lot going into this cockpit. There's a lot of pieces, a lot of different colors, decals here and there. There's a lot to it. What is also cool, they do give you a little jig, right? So if you want to have your what is it? I think it's if you want to have the canopy in the closed position, you need to get this jig out, so as you can cut that little bit, you know, that little bit of green just there. Maybe I could zoom in. Probably see here, just so as you cut that green out all nice and perfect and straight, it gives you a little jig to do it. So that's a nice little helping hand just there. And you kind of build the cockpit into like a nice big block, which then goes up against one of our fuselage halves. And then we've got a bit more detail that goes into there. I think that's the battery box maybe. Moving along, it then goes into a bit more about the, you know, if you're going to have the canopy open or close, and sort of cutting out your door piece to have it hanging or not, depending on how you want to go. Bring your 2 fuselage halves together, as you can see, kind of seeming a lot to it, but, you know, easy to follow. And then we've got the back of the engine bay wall just to finish that bit off. Simple bit of tail section just in there. We're going to have all this sort of rib work, right, framework that goes inside our wing section, which is probably going to need, because that's a big wing section, you know, possibly a bit of weight. If you haven't got all that kind of internal sort of structure inside to kind of keep it shape, I mean, it probably does need that, but it does kind of give you sort of like pieces to help you get the alignment of everything just right as well. So there's all these notes and where not to glue stuff and stuff, so they do kind of talk you through it quite nicely to guide you through any of the complicated areas. Moving along, yes, we've got all this gun bay starting to come together, because if you remember, we've got so many sort of panels that you can have open or closed, so you can really see in there, and it does look like they give you a nice amount of detail in there. How good it looks, I don't know, you might want to do a bit of scratch building to go with it, but it does look like there is a lot going on there with all those MGs, and it does no gun bay doors can be left off to show the hidden. Okay, so you can just leave the gun bay doors off if you want to, and it kind of almost seems to want to suggest that you can just kind of loosely fit them. Maybe sort of test fit that and see if you can actually do that. And then we bring, then it kind of gives you that sort of typical World War II fighter, 2 fuselage halves, 2 wing halves, and then you bring the fuselage and the wing section together, and you're pretty, you know, almost there. But I do believe we're going to be jumping into the engine section. Now, it does kind of give you a nice good note to go to skip the next steps, 115 to 135, if you're just going to have the engine cowl on, you're just going to not actually have the engine on show, which is quite nice for them to basically say don't bother wasting all your time, you're going to close it up. But the engine section does look like it's a build in itself. We have pages upon pages of building all this engine section together, so loads going on here. I won't bore you with all the different little bits, but as you can see, we're still in the engine section and I'm still turning pages, and there we go, we've basically finished doing all the engine sections. So many pages of engine section, loads, going to be loads of bags of detail. Yes, we've got things like our flaps can be in different positions, landing gear up or down, ailerons in different positions to pose it however you want to sort of pose this build. Still on the landing gear, and this is the down position. A few little bits and bobs, canopy open or close, and then your propellers. So yeah, that is it. I got to say, do you know what? This is probably the best thing to have come out of Airfix for a very long time. This kit, it's like Airfixes seem to have upped their game. Their surface detail is up there with Edard. It's almost like 1/24 scale is where Airfix seems to, you know, come into their own on the surface detail. Absolutely love it. Beautiful, beautiful surface detail. Ejector pin marks aren't bad, as I've shown you, like 1 or 2 places, you know, you kind of get away with it, but it's not terrible. I mean, they do seem to have taken care of most of them. Stuff like your join lines, your flash seems to be virtually non-existent. Bags and bags of detail, nice massive scale. I know it's about £95, but actually it seems like an half decent price, which is kind of weird to say that for Airfix, but yeah, it seems like a you know, pretty decent price for a very well detailed new tool build from Airfix. So yeah, definitely a big thumbs up here at Genesis Models for Airfix's new Supermarine Spitfire Mark 9C in 1/24 scale. So as apart from all that, until next time, my name is Bob Wardron, this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.